You're listening to the Telltale Channel. Don't forget to check me out on all social media: Patreon, Twitter, Teespring, and Etsy. All links can be found in the description or on my website, telltaleatheist.com. Hey, this is Owen. If you're comfortable, leave your first name and state at the sound of the tiny truck backing up.
Hey, Owen, it's Andre from Michigan again. I'm aware that you're an atheist and you're an extra Jehovah's Witness. What are your opinions on, Catholics and very religious Jews and some religious groups of the Islamic faith? I'm aware that none of those are really cults, but just your opinion on them as a whole. Thanks, and have a nice day.
Very interesting question. So what's my opinion on Islam, basically, is what I'm getting from the question. What's my opinion on Islam, on Catholicism, and other groups like that? To be a cult, I believe that it needs to be a distinct, specific group. Islam and Catholicism are more categories than groups. Like Christianity is a category, right? It's a label that people take for themselves, or they don't take for themselves. It's a label that Jehovah's Witnesses take, that Mormons take. It's a label that Heaven's Gate members took, that Jonestown took. It's a very broad label, Christianity is. And Islam is a broad label too. There are all kinds of different Muslim groups out there that fall under the Islamic umbrella. And for that reason, I say that Islam is not a cult. But there are Islamic cults out there. For example, ISIS is an Islamic cult. There are others. The reason that I don't really get into Islam very much is because I really don't know much about it. I know a lot about it, but I feel like I don't know enough to speak in an authoritative way. I know a whole hell of a lot about Christianity and cults and things, so I feel comfortable talking about it in an authoritative way. And if I fuck something up, I am ready and willing to take responsibility for that fuck up, for that mistake, and I will put out a correction. But with Islam, I'm just not comfortable enough with it to be able to talk about it at any length. That's why I don't talk about Islam, if anybody was wondering. But since you brought it up, I will mention it. Islam is extremely harmful. There are some extremely harmful Islamic sects, and sects, and cults out there that need to be addressed. And I feel like, in a lot of ways, Islam is inherently dangerous to talk poorly about, especially if you're an ex-Muslim. So I'm kind of sad to see that the ex-Muslim field on YouTube and other social media is very small. It's not very large. There are not very many of them speaking up about it because, for one thing, it's extremely dangerous. And for another thing, it's very unified in thought. It's hard to leave that religion, in part because it's not just a religion, it's a way of life. As I was saying, I will do anything that I can to encourage ex-Muslims to come out of it and raise their voices up in the community, if at all possible. But it's not something that I know enough about to talk on in an authoritative way, so I just don't.